Eclectic Soul Podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Eclectic Soul Podcast. I am Jen
And I am Jen.
And
Hello.
I didn't even get to say and this is, and she just chimed right on in. So Jen and I are gonna do a little experiment. I was given quite a bit of unique divination tools by another bestie of mine, another best friend of mine. We're going to do a Mahjongg reading. Mm-hmm. Yay! So, it's going to be kind of interesting because I've never particularly have done it. I've had one done for me, a couple of them done for me, but I've never physically done it, and neither has Jen. So Jen and I are experiencing it
together.
Yes, experiencing an experiment together tonight during this recording, if I can freaking speak properly.
But many of you may be familiar with Mahjong.
Right.
As a game that you play by yourself, you know, where you do the tiles and stuff.
Actually, yeah. It's
I mean, you can play it with other people.
Right.
But I think the majority of the people, especially, well, in the U.S., I would say.
It's a Chinese
they know it
game.
more as like, on an app or something like
right.
that.
And you play it on
and
your
I play,
yeah.
So, but it'll be interesting to see because, we're used to playing the game.
Right.
And we're going to use the card or the tile, well, they're cards, but the
right.
tiles or whatever
yes.
as a divination
yes.
tool.
So, what it is my friend gave me this, it's called the Fortune Teller's Mahjong, and it's the ancient game, but you can also use it as a modern oracle. Derek Walters is the one that created the oracle portion of it. So we're going to test this out. And so it says you need about 18 to 20 inch workspace. That's probably a minimum. I would say the bigger space you have, the more of a mess you can make. The more room you have. So we have some space here on Jen's desk that we're going to use. Also let you know that they want the table to be north to south. And we're kind of facing.
Yeah, they want the table. They want the table to face north to south, but they want the people. So like the diviner and the querent to sit east to west. So we're playing diviner and querent tonight.
Yes.
So we're going to be in the east, but basically you basically want to be facing east west.
Right, and you want to face each other. So because the reader, who is the diviner, would be
in the
west. And the querent would be
sitting in the east.
He's sitting in east. And since we're both going to be the querent and we're both going to be the diviner, we're both sitting in the east because nobody can sit in the west right now.
And it actually makes sense because the querent is the one that actually does most of the shuffling and everything, and then the diviner does the reading. But it actually just makes more sense because the querent is doing all the manual labor.
Right. And when you're doing this, you have to understand that even though it says that you need to be sitting this way, you have to think of it in terms as the mirror image of heaven. So it is not, the east and west is actually going to be north and south, and the north and south will actually be east and west here on earth. So just to point that out to you. So I've been shuffling and just wanted to put that out there. I don't know, Jen, you want to put your hands in it and do that while I talk about this. Feng Shui is something that is kind of nice to have because you have good flow in your home or in your room or wherever you're working at. And so when you are doing this, they don't want you to be have a pole or something blocking
a window, a doorway,
right?
Something like that.
That would block the flow of what the energy is of the reading and where the table is sitting at. So,
oh, and I am so basically what we're doing is you lay all the
cards face down.
All the cards face down, and then you just kind of move them around. That's how
you shuffle them like a little kid is finger painting or shuffling the cards because their hands are too small to shuffle the actual cards. And there's a lot of cards, so it would be kind of difficult. And these are thin, smaller cards than regular Oracle or Tarot or playing cards that it would be difficult to shuffle. And then
I think we're good. I think we moved around.
I think we both got them shuffled. So
I think I move them over, right?
You're gonna. Well, we spread them out around, and then we're gonna make a lake. But since we don't have a whole lot of room, we have to improvise. So we're gonna move them over this way, and then we need to.
So what we did is we moved the cards over, to the edge of the table.
Yes.
So for us, we moved it over to the left.
But you would.
I guess whatever's convenient for you. But.
Well, yeah, but they wanted you to move them to the edges of the table.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can begin to create the island in the center.
Right, and they call this pile the lake.
Yes, this is the lake.
Uh-huh.
And it would be all the way around, and then we were going to make the island. And so we would need 13 cards. So I guess basically I'll pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'll just pull 7 and you can pull 6. Because you're probably going to do most of the work.
2, 3.
Okay. And then you're going to mix them up. So she's mixing them up in this our little island of 13 cards. She's mixing them up. And then we are going to begin to set them up for the reading.
Okay. So.
Ooh, my tummy.
Next, first step.
So, the 13 cards an island, 13 cards reshuffle centered. So, we're going to take 3 cards and move them to the west side of the table away from the lake. And then we are going to take 3 more cards and move them to the north of the table. And then 3 to the south. And then 1 in the center, and then we have our 3 for the east.
And now we make them look pretty.
And now we're going to make them look pretty.
And we know that they're not going to be inverted, so we got to make sure that they're all facing kind of upright here.
Yeah.
But they're still face down.
Yes, we do. They have to stay face down until you begin to read them. To begin reading these, we're going to start with the center card, and that's going to be our focus. So I'm going to turn this one over.
Okay.
And the focus is going to be the house.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's very
We're
interesting.
sitting in my house.
We are sitting in your house. It represents any building. It could be home, business, administrative office, school, or hospital.
Mm-hmm.
It signifies the tangible fabric of the building, the walls and the roof. The house represents solidarity and strength. When it appears at the center of the spread, interpretation depends on the question put to the oracle. If the reading is of a general nature only,
Mm-hmm.
then it reveals the querent's home circumstances are being considered.
So then where do we move next?
So the next move is going to be, we are going to come down here, and we're going to start with the east position, and we're going to start with card number 1 and 3. And we're going to read them together. And 1 and 3 is heaven and pine.
Interesting. And 1 and 3 mean...
1 and 3 read together. It represents the exterior personality and focus and factors of the present situation. Exterior.
Our exterior personality.
Yes. That.
And the present situation.
Yes. So 2 is pine, and I'm going to read heaven first. So you're going to have to bear with us because, like I said, this is... Oh, that's his handwriting. He's got such lovely handwriting. Such lovely handwriting. Heaven. Represents completion, but does not mean an end. For when one cycle ends, another naturally begins. When the heaven card, which to me would be like the death card. Mm-hmm. So just because something ends, when something ends, something always begins. So when the heaven card appears next to that of the house, which is up here, it represents the temple. And it only needs the door to enter, which is 1, but we don't have that.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah. To obtain the picture of someone entering the temple to take part of a solemn celebration. If heaven and earth are next to each other, it signifies that when the event on earth follows heaven's law, everything is in order. Since it's not the sender card, we do not worry about that. So this could be as positive aspects. It could be a marriage, a birth, or a death. Birth will be shown by a young man or a young girl in the cards. Marriage by a duck, and death by white card. The pine. The circle's pine. I should clarify, make that, because that's what it is. Number 2, circle's pine. Pine tree is firmness and strength, suggest a young man. It may mean a lover or a younger brother or son, depending on the contents of the question. If the querent is asking about 1 or 2 men, as for example of rival suitors, enabling one to complete a task despite whatever obstacle may lie in one's pathway. Although there may be problems, eventually these will be overcome in the north and show inner courage and morale support in time of difficulty.
Okay.
So the last card we will read is the one in the center.
And that one means?
And that is the unspoken wishes, which is a knot, which could be like tying the knot. And I do believe that was the tying and the untying of the knot. Perhaps more than any other card, the true meaning of the knot can be understood in the contents of whatever question was presented to the oracle. That's not the center. Where's the positive? With the duck, it's not a duck. Such as favorable partnership with Jade, indicating involvement in beneficial long-term project. Okay, that's not it. Let's see. Okay, knowing that I read Oracle, in someone's house, to me, if I was reading this as I see fit, in someone's house, heaven's blessings would give a young man marriage. That's how I would read it. That's my interpretation. That is even my feeling right now. That someone's house, someone's home, somebody is looking at a marriage in the future here, in the near future, which can mean less than a few years.
Since this isn't the present situation, and I know, like, when it, like, in the Asian realm, I know that when, and actually it kind of goes with where this position is, too, the wishes. When people tie knots, they usually put intent when they tie a knot.
Right.
So this is kind of like
An
whatever...
engagement.
It could be anything, actually. It's the person, and I'm assuming it's this person because it's next to him, or next to the knot.
Right.
This person is has an intent or a wish, something that they hope for, could be a blessing, and they tie a knot for the intention, and then they hold on to the knot or they keep the knot. So that's kind of another way of looking at it.
Yes. Yes.
So
now we're going to hop over to the south, and positions 4 through 6 we're all going to read together. So this is the current, and this is the near future. So 4, 5, and 6 is in the near future.
Okay.
So card number 4, I'm going to flip it over. And that is heaven.
Can we flip them all over? Because you read them together, right? 4, 5, 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
And number 5 is
Pearl. I wonder if that's the woman card.
And then tiger.
I wonder if he's like a fierce man, like a warrior or something. I'm just going off of like what I think. But
so we know what heaven is. Okay, so Pearl. This card is called the Moon from the Bottom of the Sea.
Pretty.
Very pretty. It indicates refinement, luxury, and wealth.
Oh.
In this fortunate position, it refers to an acquirement of honor. When unfavorable placed, it indicates thoughtless extravagance. Positive. In the 4th, 5th, or 6th positions, it shows promotion, success in examinations, or financial rewards arising from matters already known to the querent, although their value may not yet be entirely realized.
Interesting.
Very good. So, and let's find out what tiger means, and that's circles, and that's 8.
Hopefully it's favorable.
And here it is here. And that card represents strength and help from someone in authority, especially in the 8th position.
Ooh.
That's 4, 5, and 6. So that is, negative aspects. In the west, 7th and 9th position. So that's the only time it's negative. Yep, that's the only time it's a negative. Come on. So, the tiger card is most masculine of all cards. It symbolizes authority and bravery, but also aggression. It represents an officer or a person in uniform, and as such, often represents one's superior's authority, the police, and faceless bureaucrats. Okay. For female inquiring about relationship, it signifies the more physical dominant of two suitors, the younger man being represented by pine, the white tiger of the constellations of autumn, and its particular auspicious is the tiger replaces one of the autumn's guardians. Interesting. So, in matters of romance, it signifies as the older suitor should be clear. In matters of finance and health, the card shows the need to deal with someone of higher authority.
Interesting. Well, because this is a financial card, it could have to do with a job of some sort. There's authority there, or like the other, like it said there, like an organization, like if it's health, medical, or something like that. It could be an organization, something like that. So you could look at it either way, I think.
So, interesting. So, the next, we're going to move to west. You start with 7 first, and then 8. So, 7 is going to be the first obstacle, and that is scholar.
Okay. Do we do 7 and 8 together, or just...
No, you do 7, and then 9, and then 8.
Okay. So do I do 7 and 9 together?
7 is first obstacle. 9 is other factors. So we're gonna do 7 first.
Okay.
This is scholar, so this is down here. There's probably a guardian. This card is associated with winter, a time when there is little that can be successfully achieved outdoors, like farming, hunting, and buildings must all wait for better weather. Manual work. Scholar stresses that paperwork must not be neglected. Okay, now she's yelling at me.
Okay. So this was what again? In the position of what?
That is 7, which is the first obstacle.
Oh.
So paperwork needs to be done. Okay. And then because it is a guardian, we have to pull a card, and the card we pull is center or centre, but it's center. It's the way they spell it.
Yeah, it's center.
The center is the fixed point of the 5 directions associated with the element earth, and the color yellow. Is astrology's constellations consist of the stars which rotate around the pole star. They're represented by the 7 stars. Negative aspects. 7th.
It is.
Yeah.
And the 7th.
These qualities give the impression of boorishness and one who prefers to be outspoken rather than diplomatic. I told you me! In the 7th and 9th positions in the west sector, the negative quality of the center may manifest itself over ambition and inflexibility.
Oh, inflexibility.
Inflexibility, but I'm very flexible to a point. I don't like change. So I need to become more ambitious because I'm not. And I need to be more flexible because I'm not. 9 was the next card. And this is the other factors. And that is east. Ooh.
East and the west. Because it's in the west.
Yes, east. East. What card number is that? 28. I'm going to go back here. Spring. Which we are heading into spring.
Yeah, we are.
Astrology. Dragon. And an element is wood. Let's see. Positive. Is there... when a good position and placed next to a favorable cards, the east card represents personal success. The dragon brings short-term financial rewards, and the south or next to the south cards, it shows happiness. Next to west cards, it indicates a partnership.
That would be the west.
That is the west. So it represents a partnership. So this is the problem. This is the other factors. This here is going to be how to overcome those obstacles. So you want me to turn it over to you?
Go ahead. Sure, why not?
Okay. And we need to overcome these obstacles with a lute.
With a lute.
With a lute.
We need to just sing our way out of it.
But I love
Play music our way out of it. We make life a musical. I don't know.
I mean, we both love music, so why not? Lute represents the performing arts. It is a symbol of leisure, relaxation, and a time for enjoyment after a day of a lifetime's work. Suggests that not enough time is being given to the essentials. This is particularly the case when the lute appears in the west and in the 7th and 9th positions.
Well, it's in the 8th.
It's in the 8th.
But it's
in the
in the
north... No, but it's not. But see, this is the outcome. That this is supposed to be a positive aspect.
Well, saying not to do that. I don't know.
In the north, apart from the final card, it shows the future events that could distract the attention. Okay, so, wow.
So it's saying not to be leisurely.
Yeah,
I
so how to overcome these obstacles? I need to step back from making playlists and get my work done. So the next is North cards 10 and 11, warn of difficulty positions, which is this and this I do remember, if I remember correctly.
I thought it was...
No, because I think it's
the 10th, right? The 10th card?
No, 11. Well, hold on.
10th and 11th?
Hold on.
Oh, right there.
Yep, it is. The 10th and 11th.
We got loot again.
The 10th and 11th warn of difficulties. So music is a difficulty.
Leisure activity is a difficulty. What is
that's
poop.
Toad? Toad is bamboo.
I don't know if I like
I don't
toad.
like that. I'm not liking the toad. Even though froggies are cute. I don't know. Where Westerners perceive the flecks of the moon surface to the face of the man in the moon, the Chinese regard them as representing two creatures, the hare and the toad. Yes, I do recall that. I remember that story when I was little. Is credited the knowledge of the recipe for the elixir of life. Okie dokie. This card is associated with medicine and healing, and though it represents both sickness and cure, when positive aspect, it usually represents recovery from illness. In a bad position, however, depending on the context, if represented over ambition. This is difficulties
so
position.
That would not be positive.
That's not a positive.
That's not good.
Guess
the last card's the
final
outcome.
card. Yep. A dragon, which I happen to love dragons. It's the outcome of the events, and this is kind of like tying all of the events in. Mm-hmm. Okay, the dragon is a symbol of luck and fortune, and the insignia of imperial rank. It represents sudden and unexpected fortune. Rather than the rewards of hard work, it is therefore associated with gamblers and gaming. In the fortunate position, it signifies a stroke of good luck, but when badly aspect means money wasted either through gambling or risky adventures. Let's see. In the final 12th position, it indicates change, the possibility of travel, and the fortunate results. So again, I'm going to go back to what I said. I have paperwork that I need to get done for my passport so I can go and enjoy things. The dragon, yes. So I can travel. But this is really cool, and I can't wait to actually play this as Mahjong. But thank you for joining us.
But this turned out a lot better than I thought. But because we made an outline, it really worked out great.
But I was a little lost with trying to find stuff in there.
It was hard to do that. There's no way we could have done that.
But no, so I don't know. Maybe I might have to type it up. You know,
you'll have to do what I did with my other deck that I have, where it's an oracle deck, but I read it like a Lenormand deck. Mm-hmm. So I went in and I wrote the meanings down of what I thought the meanings were intuitively, and I just wrote them down, and I don't use the book. So I just and then it reminds me of what I think.
Well, and if I if I read this, I could see several different things transpiring. So.
Anyway, goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. And if you would like to contact us, you may do so at our email, eclecticsoulpodcast@gmail.com. Our Instagram account is Eclectic Soul Podcast. Our Facebook is eclecticsoul.org. Our YouTube is Eclectic Soul. Jen?
If you want to reach me, my personal website is Music and Mystery. My SoundCloud is the SoundCloud page, the soundcloud.com/Jennifer-Feltman. My Facebook is @Music and Mystery, and my Instagram is @Music and Mystery.
And if you would like to reach me personally, my Facebook is @JustCallMeJinJin. My Instagram is @CallMeJinJin or Look for Goddess. And my Twitter is @JinSullivan. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Blessed be.